Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today we are going to be checking out another remix. This is Dax's version of Richmond, north of Richmond. Let's dig in and see what's up. United we stand, divided we fall. Truth
It's
all the
a
way.
damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me.
People like you
wish
I
could
could just wake up
and
not be true, but it is.
Oh, it is. Living
If y'all didn't know, Dax is Canadian.
in the
He's Canadian and South African. I think it's Nigeria. Not actually South Africa, but like the southern part of the African continent. I'm pretty sure it's in Nigeria. Like I think that's his dual citizenship.
world with an whole soul. The rich man knows the rich man. Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
This world has changed and I had to accept it.
Huh.
They ask my political views while I search for their hidden agendas. I don't got an answer.
Every single time they ask anything, say anything comes up on the news, anything at all, I'm like, what the hell are they really trying to say? What are they not saying because of the universal law of consent? What are they telling us without telling us?
I try to remember the devil divides. Pressure appears from our peers. Those arguments waste our time while helping to push their lies.
Boy, if there ain't a lot of that going on. Like, there's a whole lot of things they got us spun up behind, right? And a lot of them are lies. And they get you so mad, right? This whole situation in Georgia and the different legal proceedings going on, it's fake. People know that. Most people know that, and they don't care. We are at a point where it's like getting wild. So I live by the, if I can put my hands on it, I can change it. If I can't, then I'm going to let it ride. But I'm going to do my part, right? When the election comes, I'm going to do my part and vote. That is me giving my voice. If things happen here, I do my part here. But if it ain't where I can put my hands on it, I'm not antagonizing people. That's why I don't do a lot of reaction videos. I don't do. Like, I record them and y'all don't get to see them because I'm not feeding into that. I try really, really hard not to feed in to negative, because you fighting for the cause, even when you're correct sometimes, doesn't help things. It really doesn't. Being out there screaming and shouting and yelling and hollering and cussing helps nothing. If you can have a reasonable discussion with somebody who is willing to listen to reason, then by all means do that. But a lot of these people are very much willfully ignorant. And I've got an axiom about that, right? Arguing with the willfully ignorant is like pissing in the wind. You get it out there, but you just wind up pissy. Don't do it. Don't get into the arguments. I know it's good for content. Like, I could be so much bigger if I did that. Like, my channel could be a whole lot bigger if I wanted to play into that. I don't. Like, I don't cover the beef for that reason. I don't get into that, right? We have a history of not getting into that because I'm trying to feed positive instead of negative. I don't want to feed the negative at all. The energy sources and the entities behind them are real.
Pressure appears from our peers. Those arguments waste our time while helping to push their lies. So fuck political views. I got common sense. I know God made man, and the sun sets on a life where we focus on things that we cannot control and accumulate so much regret. By the time we decide to live, we're practically already dead. So I go to sleep with the thoughts of 45 years living in debt, 45 years can't pay rent, 45 years just for a pension. I'm too old to enjoy and go spend 45 years working and slaving for rich men with no time for my family and friends. Then I wake up and pray that it ends.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We talk an awful lot about responsibility on this channel. We talk about the American dream on this channel. And I realize Dax is Canadian. And for Canadians, maybe y'all's dream was different. But our dream here, the dream that founded this nation, was freedom. To do what you want and make a living at. And then to go out and either make it or not. That's you. But you have the chance to go out and do it. And we somehow, in the last 60 or 70 years or so, have decided that the American dream is to have a retirement savings plan. to have a 401k and a company that takes care of you. Well, no, that is not the American dream. What the American dream is to find your dream and to pursue it. We have gotten into this corporate mindset so much that we have allowed mega corporations, Super Wondermart has come in and shut down all of our local stores. It's shut down all of the mom and pop stuff that used to feed all of our people. We've shut down our manufacturing facilities so that we could ship it off for a better profit, and that is wrong. We need to have local manufacturers. We need somebody with the vision to take the risk with people in their community to start a manufacturing and get things going. We need to make the government pay a lot less attention to what we're doing while we're doing it. There is something we can do. I believe that fully and firmly. Local control is the way to go. And if you have your local sheriff and your local mayors and your local parish presidents or county administration, whatever y'all call them where y'all are, your governors or whoever, if you have them solid, then it doesn't matter what the other people do. You can do manufacturing in your state. You can do it in your county or your parish. Like, I live in parishes. I know we're different, but that's my frame of reference. And so it's a local effort that's going to get us out of anything. Maybe we have to give up some of our conveniences. Maybe we don't get as many brand new televisions. Dang. But maybe we can, have farms that are local that we can feed people with and take care of people with and have our local charities take care of. And all of these things that we can take responsibility for, because that responsibility for the pursuit of happiness, that is the American dream. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They can't kill you, they can't inhibit you, and they can't make you slave. You have to make that choice. If you're sitting in a job that you hate day after day, you are choosing that. I understand that it's not just as simple as, I'm just going to quit. But have you even started making a plan to quit? You hate this job. Don't do it. Yes, it's going to take brush up your resume, get it sent out, figure out what you want to do on your own. Take responsibility in your own life and quit waiting for somebody. The corporation is not for you. Never was. It never will be. That the retirement plans and the 401ks that was sold as a dream, that is not true. I'm not a socialist. I am a capitalist. But capitalism works best when you keep it small. That's when needs get fulfilled in your areas. When you get big, that's where you get these controlling entities that have no stake in your community. Get back local. All right, I'm done ranting on that. I get fed up with these people who think that the government is going to take care of it. They're going to pass some law and it's just going to make everything better. No, that's the exact opposite of what's going to happen. We need to roll back some of this stuff.
With an whole soul, the Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control.
Descendants of Adam and Eve, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They're taking God out the schools. Our kids don't know what to believe. From 6 to 18, the curriculum fails and Gen Z gets taught by their phones with forced feeds that get sponsored and paid by companies.
That's the truth. And you got people out here fighting, ride or die for these apps. I'm trying to make money on one of these apps. Right? I'm not going to call no names so we don't trigger no searches. But I'm trying to make money on one of these things. But I know that this is not a tool that they use for the betterment of life. If you look through your recommended feeds, how much division, hate, and violence are being thrown at you? How many times have you had somebody in your feed on free speech platforms that are not being censored have to restart their freaking account? How many times have people had to, I got to back up to my backup to my backup? There is no free speech. That's why I have to censor myself here more than I would really like to. We should be able to have these discussions, but none of this is for your betterment. Not I'm trying Like, my whole purpose here is not to get famous or big or blown up. My whole purpose here is to be a light, at least one, on this vast darkness that is the internet. There is so much darkness and division and hate out here that I'm trying to not be that in one spot at least. Like, that's my goal here. I want to make money at this, of course, but the money is not the goal. The goal is to be able to let you know that I'm praying for you every day. That somebody, at least one person out here, is praying for you every single day. That's my goal.
That's how they attack us. It starts with the youth. If you lie enough, you'll convince anybody the lie's the truth. So telling these kids they can choose their own gender at ages they can't even tie their own shoes.
Whoa, yeah. That is beautiful right there. That is true.
Drive or drink is crazy. Common sense isn't common unless it pays me. That's the thought process daily. Look.
Where the money at? Where's the money at? Where's the money? That's what it's all about for everybody. We are so ate up with the love of money that we have not realized it has eaten our souls.
Get the content. We're creating lies, diluting our brains. I'm done trying to argue online with these people who think that a vote's gonna bring about change.
I think it will. Like, that's I do. Like, I think that the president before this current one was actually trying in earnest to do things. I think he hindered himself in a lot of ways, and that he was hindered in a lot of ways. I do not agree with everything he did. I do agree with most of it, even the grandstanding to a large degree, because the only way to deal with a bully is by standing up. And we had peace break out everywhere, despite mean tweets. But I do think that we can vote and make a difference. I do. Here, it's solid where I'm at, y'all. Like I've told y'all that before. Where I am at was very solid. The whole way through the whole thing. I never did the thing. There was no question about the thing. It's where you choose to live. And making sure that your area is solid. Get like-minded people. And if you can't find like-minded people, then get somewhere else. But the vote is the only way we can do this short of bloodshed. And I do not want to see bloodshed.
How many presidents does it take to have a life?
Now, where he's at, up there, their guy, tyranny, like that's literally what's going on up there. Like, that's a whole different level of things. And I'm not there, so I don't speak on Canadian politics a lot. But what I see of their leader is not good at all. Like, at all. So where he's at and where we're at, like, that might be a whole different thing with elections. Where I'm at and where you're at in the States might be a whole different thing with elections, because there's a whole lot of y'all have some shady elections. But we didn't, right? We don't have we have, like, you go in and you press the button, there's no paper ballots, and it works. We haven't had any irregularities. We don't have those problems. So,
life worth living, an actual comfortable wage.
I think Chris is setting me up with this, because that comfortable wage thing's another thing. I have worked my whole life. From the time I was 13, I started working on weekends and or summers and, like, building houses. I've worked my whole life up until my wreck, and I never once held a minimum wage job. Or maybe once. I delivered pizzas, and that pays minimum wage, but you get tips, so it's a little bit whatever. But, like, I made better than minimum wage my whole life. And so, if you're making the wage, then what are you doing to bring the value? Like, it again comes down to responsibility. You were not meant to be at McDonald's for 2 years. You're not. It is an entry-level position, so you can pad out a resume, say, yes, I can show up to work. And then get out. Go somewhere else. There are all kinds of places that will train you. The company my wife works for is a construction materials testing company, and there are 4 in the greater Baton Rouge area that will hire anybody that is over 18 years of age, that has a clean driving record, and can pass a piss test. They will train you, and they start off at almost double minimum wage. Like, the opportunities are out there. We don't take advantage of them because we have been lied to and bought the lie. The lie is that you are supposed to be able to live on minimum wage. That is so high schoolers living with their parents can get a work history. But we let these companies take advantage of that too. If you're not supposed to have somebody, like, if you are the owner of a company and you have somebody who is making minimum wage and getting food stamps, and you are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't care how big your profit margin is. I don't care how much value you bring to the company. If there's somebody that is making minimum wage and by getting food stamps, which happens, one of the largest corporations on the planet does that, then you are the problem. You, as the CEO, the CFO, the CIO, whatever title you hold, if you're on the top end of that and you got these people down here working, you're the problem. Not the corporation, the people running it, right? The corporation is a tool used to enable the facilitation of things, to make things easier in a legal sense, to separate legally. But the people running it need to be held accountable. The CEOs who make this much money should be forced into bankruptcy. Nobody should buy their stuff, right? There are other options out there. Again, I'm a big one for personal responsibility. If you're not stepping up to be the leader in it, then what are you even doing?
No more school shootings. Let's unite these.
Hey, I got a plan for that too, but I guarantee you most people ain't gonna like it. I am for the arm the teacher situation. You don't have to be all of them. It does not have to be any of them unwilling. But if they want to go through the training and concealed carry, if you don't know who's carrying, you are not going in there trying. And that's just how that works.
It's
It's a damn shame
Like, we get these shootings, but they're all in the gun-free zone.
what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish
We didn't have a single school shooting. We had guns in the parking lot with people fighting next to them. Like, guns in the racks in the parking lot of the car. And you're fighting in the car, like in the parking lot next to the car. Taking your beef to the hands, not to the weapons. That's how we did things. So it's not a gun problem.
I could just wake up
And again, I want to make it very clear, I'm never attacking an artist. These are the things we talk about when they pop up because that's what we do.
not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Know what you do. Know what you do. Don't think you know, but I know that you do. Alright. Y'all make sure y'all get back over to the Dax's page, give him a like, share, and a sub, throw him a comment, and let him know you appreciate what he's doing, because I do. Like, I do these videos so that we can talk about things. I do these videos so that I can show my thoughts on these things, because I got just a little bit of wisdom, right? I'm well over halfway for any life expectancy that I might have. And so I'm starting to accumulate a little bit of knowledge, and I want to pass that knowledge on to other people. The main thing that anybody needs to get out of anything, well, there's two main points, right? Get to know God, because without God, nothing is possible. And number two is you are responsible for your own course. God allows you to do what you want to do. And if you are choosing to remain in a situation that is not conducive to your growth, that's up to you. Now, I always understand that you cannot just uproot yourself and move right away. But you can start planning it. Start planning it today. I tell people if they're in an abusive situation, start making your plan to get out. Well, if you're in a company that you hate going to, if you wake up every single day and say, damn it, I have to go to work, you're doing the wrong thing. Period. I don't care what job it is. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care who thinks you're great at it. If you hate going to work, you don't need to be there. Now, chances are, if you're really good at your job and you hate going to work, whatever you're really good at, you can market yourself. You can independently contract that out and work for yourself. Almost always. Now, that's not to say, okay, you work an assembly line, right? You're not going to be able to market yourself assembly line. But you can do logistics, or you can, like, there's always a hustle that you can make out of a skill you earned. I have never earned a skill and only used it once, ever in my life. Every single thing that I've ever learned how to do, I've used more than one time. And I've applied it to every single job I held after that. Every one of them. Make yourself valuable. Become so valuable they have no choice but to give you more money or you will leave. Become so valuable that you can leave and make much more money. Use the resources available to you. These companies are training you in how to be their competition. Use that, right? They give you leadership training. You don't want the leadership job. Take the training. Use it somewhere else, right? These companies see you as a tool. We need to see them that way too. They are not your retirement. That is done. That was done in my grandma's day. Like, since then, nobody's been retiring. Like, some people retire, yes, but for the most part, where's the retirement plans for anybody? There's no pension plans anymore. The company's not in it for you. The company is in it for the bottom line. They are fiducially obligated to make a bigger profit next quarter than this quarter. And if they don't, then they get held accountable. Well, if they ain't got no workers, they're held accountable. Make it local. Start the store. There are resources available to help you incorporate, help you budget, help you plan, help you do all of the things that you need to do. Southeastern Louisiana State University has a public resource available for that here in the South Louisiana area. There are other state universities all across the country that do the same thing. They are there to help you succeed. Take advantage of them. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up. I have ranted way too long already. Dax, thank you for this. This was great. Like, I'm trying to only do the Richmond remakes where it is actually new content being generated from it. I don't want to do where they're just re-singing Oliver's stuff, because that's biting. This is a conversation. Dax is putting his opinion onto the situation that was brought up in Richmond, north of Richmond. I like that. I like being able to talk about these issues. I like being able to express my views, because I don't think about them until these topics come up. And I'm trying to pass on a little bit of light. That is what we do here, right? Dax, thank you very much for this. Y'all make sure y'all get back and give him a like, share, and a sub. Throw him a comment. Let him know you appreciate what he is doing. I sure do. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me. I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. You're perfect, whole, and complete just the way that you are. This has been Pittstake. Peace.